Hello, Knights fans. I'm Mike Balestra, the Director of Athletic Communications. Joining me is a familiar face, the head coach of the women's tennis team, Alan Nagel. Alan, thanks for being here.
Also the interim men's tennis coach.
I stand corrected, that's true.
And we just interviewed Fabio, and he did a fabulous job, I have to say, as assistant coach. He was the one who really spearheaded a drive in a team that was really exceeded all our expectations and did a great job. I kind of just got them together as the glue and the motivation factor. Fabio, hands go to Fabio.
Okay, Alan, let's talk about the women's team this year. They ended up with 19 wins. They only lost to 3 opponents all season. What's your overall assessment of the season?
Well, we had a great season, and it was a bittersweet season. It was a season that we expected to do really well because we had been doing well for year after year after year, but we didn't expect that we would have the injuries that we had this year. And we had 2 players, Veronica Kirker, who was ranked 4th in the East. She tore a meniscus before the championship game against MYRT, and she was out for the season, not only the first season, but the second season. And then Darby Brandon, who is one of our star doubles players and a great singles player, she also was lost for the season because of a stress fracture in her foot. That made things a little more difficult. Kim John came in, really pumped up the team, and been on the team for 4 years and did a great job. But we kind of missed those great players that we had. And that made it a little tough. On the other hand, winning 19 games and getting to 14 straight NCAA championships and winning around the NCAAs, that was the sweet part of it. Could it have been better? Yes. Would we always strive to be better? We made it to 4 straight Final 16s in the past. We were ranked 32 in the country. And by the way, those three teams that we lost to were the 11th, 12th and 30th team in the country. We were 32 in the country. So we didn't lose to just
in good company, yeah. You're in very good company. Now let's talk about, you mentioned Kim and the strong season she had. Let's talk about a couple of other players. Your 2 big players were Jenna Plavaco and Aileen Mader, both of whom earned all conference accolades and actually went on to win the ITA as a doubles pairing. How would you assess their seasons?
Well, both of them are great players. Jenna Plavaco transferred from Georgia, which she was at one time ranked 15th in the country, and we knew we were getting a great player. And Eileen Mader was the number 2 player at Stony Brook, Division I Stony Brook, and played number 1 doubles for them. And when she transferred here, we knew I actually went after Eileen as a freshman, and she wanted to go D1 and was to her liking, and she just loves it here. We actually have her for 1 more semester. Great. Next year we're going to probably play her in the spring, and she just had a great year. Pairing them together was really a great pairing. They were a team that really worked well on the court as well as worked off the court. They supported each other. They won the ITA championship. They went off to Florida, and they were ranked as high as number 13th in the country. That was another part of the sweet part of the season.
Mm-hmm. Now let's you mentioned it earlier. The team made the NCAA championship for the 14th straight season, over a decade of excellence. Just what does that mean to you as the coach during that time, and what do you think that means to the program and the legacy of Queens College women's tennis?
Well, I think the legacy would speak for itself. We feel we're the number 1 team in Queens College, year in and year out. At least that's what we strive to be and try to be. There's a lot of great teams coming up now. Basketball has been doing a great job, women's basketball especially. Men's basketball, we have potential. Obviously, softball team and Amy's done a great job, and all these teams are starting to build up, and there's a couple of more in the wings. That volleyball is just lurking. But the women's tennis team has been there, done that, and we continue to do that. And here's what it is. Success brings success. Because the more that we achieve, the more people want to come. Sure. So just as Fabio did say when I was listening to his interview, we have many things. We have indoor tennis courts. We have New York City as a place that is second to none. And to get in that indoor tennis and to have tennis all year round and to have such great academics as Queens is, just makes it a little bit easy to recruit.
Sure.
And you know what? And that's the key. If you don't get the players, I don't care what kind of coach you are, you can't win. And we're lucky we've been getting some great plays.
Now, how much do you think it means? You mentioned all the drawing and all the incentives to come here and play. How much do you think it means playing the NCAA tournament right here in our backyard over at the Arthur Ashe at the Billie Jean King Tennis Center?
Well, I've already used it.
Yeah.
I've already used it, and for one of my recruits, it's going to be transferring, and I don't really want to get into that because they got it. It's coming, but she's already signed, and one of the things they said, we just played in U.S. Open. Coach, you played in the U.S. Open for the NCAAs? I said, yeah, they're right in our backyard. In fact, one of the other recruiting tools I use is that we talk about in the beginning of the season, because we play 2 seasons, we start August 15th, 16th, and right after practice we go over to the U.S. Open and watch them
Neat.
play because it's complimentary for the first week in the qualifiers.
Oh,
So
great.
that's another, anything to motivate, besides the great academics, besides New York City, seeing the skyline from our campus, we got it.
Yeah,
It's all here.
sure.
And I wanted to get it even better, and they wanted to be better, and that's what we're doing.
Now-
Every year we've been getting better.
I'm almost afraid to ask because of the track record of success. But what are your expectations for the 2015 season?
I mean, I have two players in that are very much committed. We have another player that we're working on that wants to come here without even a scholarship. We have another player that's possible without a scholarship. We have some great returning players. Hopefully, Veronica Kirker, which was a big loss. She was ranked number 4 in the East when she was third in doubles. Will be good. She has a 1 more year remaining. And you have Jenna Plavaco again leading the way. And Eileen Mader we have for 1 semester. She'll probably play in the spring. Yes, the expectations are high. That's the only way I know. I can't say to you, this may be a down season or up season. It's only going to move one way as far as I'm concerned. Up.
Follow Alan and the women's tennis team and all the Queens College teams by logging on to www.queensnights.com.